Good morning. I had a question yesterday for someone who was having trouble with this activity, and so I just wanted to kind of do another example. So they were asking about the professional party planner. All it's really asking you to do is to go like come up with a scenario. A sleepover, like I did. With a sleepover, I'm saying I'm going to order pizza for my friends. That's why I'm having pizza. You could do a sleepover and say that um, you're going to buy Takis. You're going to buy just something that you would need for your sleepover. You're going to buy, I don't know, um, Hot Pockets. You're going to buy, um, nail polish if you're a girl and you're wanting to have like a party where you are doing like mani pedis or something at your sleepover. You could do that instead. It doesn't even have to be related to food. Another scenario I came up with was the trampoline park, because it cost everybody a certain amount to go in. All you're doing is you're saying I'm going to assign a variable for one of the numbers in my expression. The variable here for the sleepover was X. We're using X, and we're using that to represent the number of people that are going to the sleepover. And so we just substitute the letter X or the variable in for the number 6. So this was my original expression because I have to use this to figure out how much pizza I need. I said each person was going to eat half a pizza. And so if you can just cover up that 5 there, and we said, okay, there's going to be 6 people that are going to be at the sleepover, and each person's only going to eat half. Well, I know just from my previous experience in math that anytime that I want to cut something in half, I divide it by 2. So what I said was I used my variable x and I put it right there. And I said x divided by 2 because that's going to give me half of the number of pizzas that I need. The reason I'm multiplying by 5 on the outside is because that's how much each pizza costs at Little Caesars. Okay, if you did Papa John's, each pizza might be $10 or $15. And then when we look at the trampoline park, I'm just guessing that an all-day pass cost about $20. And so we're assigning the variable on this problem for how many people. We're assigning the variable on this one for how many people are going. We said you and 3 friends are going to be going to. We're going to be going to the trampoline park. Well, since you know it's $20, you're going to have to multiply 20 times however many people are going. Well, we're pretending like we don't know how many people are going, so we're just saying 20x. And really, you could use this expression 20x depending, no matter if you take 4 people or 100 people, because each person still has to pay $20. And then whatever number of people that are going to go, that's what's represented by x. So we're representing x with the number of people that are going. So if you say 20 times x, and then we actually go in and substitute x equals 4, so we say 20 times 4. So this is a multiplication symbol. I'm not bringing the variable down, and that maybe that was a part that was confusing. I'm not This is actually not a variable that's brought down. I'm literally just saying 20 times 4 because now we're assigning the variable 4, we're assigning the value of 4 to the variable x. See, x equals 4. So 20 times 4 is 80. So that means it would cost $80 for everybody to go to the trampoline park. Okay, let's make one more example. Let's do one more example here. Okay, so on this example, let's say, let's say on this one, I'm going to go, let me think here. Let's say we're going to go to the movies. I haven't been to a movie in a while, and I'm kind of wish the theaters were open. It'd be nice to go and watch a movie at the theater right now. So we're gonna say we're gonna go to the Malco movie theater in Springdale. Now I know the movies are a little bit more than this, but let's just say actually let's go with the normal price. I think if you go in the evening, it's about $15 for a movie ticket. So $15 is the cost. Okay. And then we're gonna say that um, you're just gonna go with your family. This is not a evening where you're going with friends. You're just gonna go with your family. So I'm not sure how many people in your family. In my family, in the household that I live in, I have two people. If you have a mom and a dad, and then it's you and a brother or sister, you might have four people. So I'm just going to use my example because I have two people that live at my house. So what I can say is 15x. X is going to represent, so I'm just going to say X equals the number of people at your house. Okay? X represents the number of people at your house. So if you have two people like me, you could say 15 times 2. If you have four people at your house, you can say 15 times 4. Maybe you have a large family and you say, well, Mr. Smith, we have 7 people. There's four siblings including I'm sorry, 5 siblings including me and then my parents. So then you would have to assign the value of X for the number of people that are in your house. That's all I'm doing on these problems. So if I was going to do 15 times 7, my answer, let's pop up the calculator because I don't know 15 times 7 off the top of my head. 15 times 7, so $105 is how much it's going to cost to go to the movie theater. Okay, let's do one more example. And it says you have to do 10 of these, so you could make up 10 different scenarios, or you could use the same different scenario 10 times. Just like I put in 2, 4, and 7, those would be 3 different expressions that you could use. You could do, you could do 3 of the same scenario with different numbers like I did here, or you could pick 10 different scenarios. And that's only for number 2. All right, let's do one more scenario. This should give you 4, so I'm hoping this will be enough to kind of help you understand anything that you were confused on earlier. Okay. Um, there's a place in Fayetteville called the Retrocade. The Retrocade is a arcade that has old arcade games from the 80s and 90s, and you can go, and I believe it's $5 or $7 to get in. And so let's say you want to go to the Retrocade with 4 friends, or let's say 5 friends. And the Retrocade charges, let's say $7. Because it's somewhere between 5 and 10. I think it's about $7. $7 per person. And that's an all-day pass. You can stay there as long as you want. Okay. Well, we know that 7 is going to be the constant in our expression because every person has to pay $7 to go. We're going to assign the value of X. And can you use a different variable? Yeah, you could use B, you could use Y, you could use Z. I use X because it's the most common one. X is going to represent the number of people going to the Retrocade. Well, how many people are going to the Retrocade? We said 5 friends, and then you're going as well. So if you're going with 5 friends, what value is X going to represent in this expression? I want you to pause the video and just think about it. How many people are going to be going to the Retrocade if there's 5 friends and you are going? So pause it and think about it for about 10 seconds and then start it up again. You're going to have 6 because there's 5 friends, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you. So 5 plus 1 is 6. That means that every single one of these people, all 6 of these people are going to pay the $7 to get in. So what do we have to do? We have to multiply times 6. Okay, since we're multiplying times 6, I already know this. It's going to be 42. That means it's going to cost all of you $42 to go to the retrocade. See how I've made up two expressions just like that. Now, do you have to write all of this stuff up here? No, not necessarily. I'm doing this because it helps me and helps you maybe to understand a little better what each of these numbers represent. The variable is just representing how many people are doing the activity. So like back on here, for the bridesmaid up here, there's 3 bridesmaids, so they assigned the value of 3 here, and each bridesmaid's dress cost $199.99. So they said the expression was $199.99 X. Okay? If you notice right here, they took out the X and they substituted in with a 3 because there's 3 bridesmaids. They have to buy 3 bridesmaids dresses. So if you multiply this times 3, you get $599.97. I really hope this cleared some things up. Don't make it harder than it has to be. And the activity says that you can look on the internet to find prices. You can even make them up like I just did. Like I'm just kind of guesstimating because I've been to the movies and they cost about $15 for a ticket if you go in the evening and it's not a matinee. And for the retrocade, I've been to the retrocade. I know it's more than 5 but less than 10, and I think it's about $7 to $8. So I just said $7. I'm not, when you turn your work in, I'm not going to go and search up the place that you put on the internet and say, oh, they were $1 off. I'm counting this wrong. It's not about whether the price matches the actual business. It's more about you applying, um, how much is something going to cost if one costs 7, but you're going to take yourself and 5 friends. Okay, so just think about that. Okay, I hope y'all have a good one. Let me know if you have more questions on this on day 8. Thanks.